My mother lived on 88th Street. I went to public school on 89th Street.
So you were just uptown.
I was an uptown guy.
Yeah.
But my godmother, my Santeria godmother, lived on 148th Street. Now
so she's Harlem almost. She is Harlem. She is Harlem, yeah.
Harlem. And it was a great neighborhood. I learned a lot there.
Couple of blocks up, you can cross over into the fucking Yankee Stadium over there.
Right there, 169.
Yeah.
Cross right over. So it was that whole block. Not when I was with my godmother. As I got older, 10 years later, I would go visit my godmother. I would surprise. I'd bring her flowers. She'd talk to me, and then on the way out, I'd just cross the street and cop Buddha Thai weed. They would sell Buddha Thai. This is 82, 81, 80.
Oh, yeah, that's where they're smoking Thai stick and Buddha.
Thai stick and Buddha.
Yeah.
And they either sold you Buddha, Thai stick, or they sold you Sensimilla. It was the beginning of Narcos.
Yeah.
All that shit of Narcos, Mexico, when they started sending Sensimilla, that was 1980 fucking.
That was the Jamaican one.
Well, the Jamaican one was lamb's bread.
Right.
That was what they sold in the city. That was big. That fucked you up.
I remember that. Why is it called lamb's bread? Because it's some bad shit.
Yeah. Oh. The people don't even know about lamb's bread today. Very, very, very few people know the power of lamb's bread. You know, they used to call all that weed chocolate Thai, Buddha Thai. Yeah. But basically it was lamb's bread, and it was Jamaican weed. And it fucked you up.
And then in around 84, 85, they started smoking Willa blunts.
Well, before that was when the Sensimilla started coming around. And then I had a school teacher, Mr. Pullman. He used to fucking get Maui Wawi shipped to him.
I remember Maui Wawi.
And he would sell it to you at school in a stick with a
hilarious.
$35 for 3 joints.
Jesus.
That was more than you ever paid in your life.
How much was the regular joint?
Like $1 a joint.
Oh, shit, okay.
So you could buy a half ounce of dirt weed and get, pay $25 and get 32 joints. So I can make $7. Like that was your thinking when you were a sophomore in high school. 7 joints is $20 today. So do you see what I'm saying? Like I made 20 on 25 investment. So I would buy a quarter pound for $100 and sell it for 200 right off the bat.
I was doing that shit in the late 80s.
When I was a sophomore, I hung out with a guy that's what he sold. He would front it to me. He would drive me. He would drive me, give it to me. I'd go upstairs and I'd keep 100, give him 100. That's how quick I made $100 in those days. That was the 8th grade freshman year. But going back to my godmother, when I went back, and this is all in 82, 83. I went to Colorado in 83. Came back and I never really went to see my godmother. I was on the shit list. And then finally in 85, I came up with enough guts to go see my godmother. And I went down the stairs and I go, perfect, I'm going to get some weed to go back to Colorado. But as I was waiting at the light to cross, I seen all these motherfuckers putting cardboard down, fucking like making believe fighting. And then they would start spitting on their backs and shit. Oh, and that was more or less.
That was 82 then.
Dancing. Yeah.
81, 82.
That was, like, it was everywhere now. Like, I had been in such a cocaine closet. I missed the beginning of all that shit. And I never forget going up to a guy and going, where's the reefer? Who's out? And the guy's like, there ain't no reefer on this block no more. This is straight up Crackville.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. Like, Crackville was 181st and up.
Oh, yeah, it hit the Bronx hard.
It hit the Bronx hard. Crackers.
I had friends. My friends in the Bronx told me crazy stories. One of them was like, yo, he said he was on. I said, how long were you on crack for? He goes, right up until around 97. I go, are you fucking kidding me? 97? He goes, yeah, I had it bad. He goes, you ever see those movies and then those abandoned buildings with the fucking crackheads everywhere and fucking just strung out? He goes, I was in those buildings, fucking raw dogging these crackhead chicks. I'm surprised I don't have AIDS. I'm like, God damn.
Wow. Crack was fucked up, man. I could lie to you and tell you I went to a crack den. I never went to a crack den.
Did you try crack?
Yes, here.
Oh, really?
Can you believe that? Here.
How was it?
2002.
Wow. I couldn't find it in 2002.
2002.
It was a throwback crack.
2002, 2003, they sold it on Orange and Selma.
In Hollywood.
Right down the block from Man's Chinese Theater.
Wow.
If you cross the street,
Yeah, I know where it is. The
Chinese
building
Theater,
right there.
and you walk down, and you hit Hollywood High School parking lot right down the corner, there'd be two guys there every night standing there. So I'd be fucked up from the coke and drinking at the Comedy Store. So I'd drive on Selma all the way home. Cross Highland, cross La Brea, and then by the time I got to Orange, every night they would stare at me, and I would stare at them. And one night I go, what's all this staring about? So I pulled up, I go, what's cracking? And he goes, crack. He didn't say crack. He goes, I got rock.
Yeah.
So I said, let me get a 20. And he fucking went in his mouth and took a bag out and gave it to me. I'm like, all right, see you later.
That's normal?
Yeah, with a baggie, with a twist on it and shit.
Yeah.
They hide it in their mouth and shit so they can
already
swallow
out.
it. Right? So he gives me the bag and fucking I go home and my girlfriend at the time, who was now my wife, was sleeping. And I took it home and I fucking crushed it up. This is how stupid Uncle Joe is. I crushed that fucking rock up to death. It was a mountain of coke and I fucking snorted. And I sat there for 20 minutes and my throat got a little numb, but nothing happened. The party didn't start. I didn't jerk off, nothing. Yeah. And the next day I told a dear friend of mine that was a fucking animal what I did. And he goes, they sold you crack, stupid.
You got a fucking, you got a
freebase
that shit.
Retarded? He goes, you got to smoke that. I go, how do you smoke crack? Like, I didn't know. He goes, you got to get a pipe and all. I go, all right. So next night I went over there again. I bought crack and I put it in a Coke can. I went home, cracked up a Coke can, put holes in it, and I started smoking crack. And I smoked crack for about 6 weeks. My wife would wake up in the middle of the night and go, Joey, what's that smell? And I would go, it's a new reefer I got. Go back to bed. I would buy 4 rocks, 6 rocks.
How was it?
It was disgusting. It was part of my disgusting days.
No. But what was the buzz like on it?
It was like a cousin to cocaine. At that time, Russell, I think it was like 2001. Mm-hmm. It was all the same. It didn't matter what night it was, it's all one big blur now. But I smoked crack for about 6 or 7 weeks. And then I had a 2-week run in El Paso. He used to hire me for like 2-week runs. So he would hire me for like 1 week to open up for Russell as a feature. And he liked me so much, he'd go, why don't you do me a favor?
Open for me?
Like, yeah.
Oh,
no,
just
like,
throwing a name
for
out.
a guy
Okay,
like
gotcha.
you. When I was a feature headliner, I could headline.
Yeah.
When I was really a strong feature, he would say, open up for Russell, stay, because he had a condo. They go stay, and then do a show Wednesday by yourself, and then Russell's cousin's coming in Friday and Saturday, and then you do Sunday. You headline Sunday. And I would do that. So when I went down there, nobody's got cracking up assholes. They got the real thing. Mm-hmm. But they walk it over. Yeah, for you. They just walk it over. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You could call Mexico. Where you at? I'll be there in 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, a sewer plate pops up. The Mexican comes out with a little mud on his head.
Like Felipe on Three's Company.
Yeah, like,
Jazz.
yeah, it's crazy. There's cocaine everywhere. So when I went down there, I looked for crack. I couldn't find it. So I went back to the Snorting Cup. That's how I got rid of crack.
I remember it must have been around 1994, and I was driving in Toronto. I thought I was fly because I had this fucking Saturn. Oh, actually, it must have been 95 because I had rims on it already. I had a Saturn, but it had no AC. I didn't have power windows, nothing. So I had to roll down all the windows, and I had a sound system that I put in the trunk. And I'm driving through this crackhead part of town, and I'm at a red light. Music's playing. There's a girl standing at the corner. She's cute. She looks at me and smiles. I go, what's up? I go, where are you going? She goes, I'm going that way. I go, get in. So she gets in. She goes, thanks. Can you take me? I'm going to my uncle's. I go, ah, cool, no problem. She goes, do you mind if I smoke? I go, no, go ahead. She pulls out a fucking asthma inhaler, puts a rock on it, and starts lighting up in my car. I go, yo, what the fuck you smoking? She goes, I know it's a bad habit. I go, no. Cigarettes are a bad habit. You're fucking smoking crack in my car. I go, why don't you smoke some weed? Do you got some? I go, actually, yeah, because I was selling weed at the time. I go, actually, yes, I do. So she goes, oh, good. So I went to her uncle's with her, some shady ass building. I walk in, uncle's there. You got weed? Yeah, you got weed? Yeah. So I sold him some weed, and I just got the fuck out because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get shot, stabbed, whatever's gonna happen in here.
You know, when you tell stories like this, it's like when I tell stories like this, and it's crazy because people can't fathom that.
No, they don't realize how fucking weird our lives are.
How weird and crazy position. You know, when you come to Hollywood as a woman, as a young man, you see things. You know, these women that complain, this, that, you know, they see something and you just get sucked in by it. And I can tell you something. There was 9 parts in my life. I can name 9 situations in my life where at one point I said to myself, I really don't belong here. Like,
I say that every fucking day. I say that shit.
You know, this isn't who I am at all. I didn't come here to see a guy get beat or a guy get hit in the head with a pipe. Or, you know, I see my stepfather shoot a guy at 8. I wasn't participant to all that stuff. One story that I told on Aries that I didn't tell the full creepiness of was when I sold that guy the stolen thing and he gave me $60 and he gave me some heroin. That was like a horrible night for me. I made it funny. But if I really sat down with people and described what happened to me that night and how there was an old lady, the whole time we did coke first, and then he's like, you should try this heroin. I'm 16.
Oh, wow.
I'm 16. He's 29. Who the fuck knew?
I don't know he's that much older than
Yeah, he looked like fucking Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. But he was cool with all my friends. Like, he was one of the older guys that we were cool with. And when I came in, he goes, you want a blowjob? I got a girl in the bathroom that likes to suck dick while you take a shit.
Oh, a blumpkin.
I'm sick, like, right there. Just hearing that. That's traumatic for some people. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. I wasn't into disgust yet. I was still a Catholic. My mother had died.
Right.
And I hadn't lost my faith yet. And I was like, nah, I'm okay. I just want to pick up the $60. That, you know, and he's like, wow, sit down. Let's do a couple of lines. And he came out and we did the heroin. When I was on the heroin, he asked me 10 times, like, you sure you don't want that chick to suck your dick? Like, it was so disturbing looking at it now. I didn't make it disturbing. It was a joke. You know, it was a fucking joke. Now I look at it as kind of funny. But I didn't belong there that night. You know? I didn't belong there.
Right.
You know, so.
Nobody really belongs.
It's kind of weird when you have stories like that a chick got in your car. I was in Montana. I love to say Missoula. But it could have been Billings. No, it wasn't Billings. It was either Missoula or one of those. I get to the fucking club. Russell, I'm a junkie. But I'm in Montana. What are my chances of copying? Mm-hmm. Unless the way the kitchen guy is Mexican. Like, I was in South Dakota one time. I made eye contact with the busboy. Next thing you know, I was snorting coke. You know, he was the only Puerto Rican in town. He was from the Bronx.
Hilarious.
He was in the service. And on the weekends, he washed dishes at this restaurant I did comedy at. It was a triple run. You know what I'm saying? So if you could cop in Green Dakota, South Dakota, something, you can cop anywhere. But I'm in Montana. I'm not looking to cop. I'm not even thinking about copping.
In your head, you're probably looking forward to a weekend of being clean.
Yeah, I was like, I'm doing Montana, Portland. Maybe I'll cop in, I think Saturday. I was like, I know I could cop at that place.
Yeah.
So here I am in Montana. Hey, how you doing? Joe Diaz, the feature act. I'm the MC. Nice to meet you. The MC goes up on stage. The owner comes over. He goes, this is my daughter. Girl was fucking beautiful, tall, and, tell her what you want if you're hungry. He walks away. I'm thinking this girl goes to, like, Yale. She had that Yale look to her. And the girl says, how you doing? How was your drive in? Is the hotel fine for you? You know how people ask those basic questions.
The generics.
And right on, she looks me in the eye and she goes, if there's anything you need, I mean anything, ask me. Like, okay. let's start off with the basics. Because before I buy a fucking lobster Cantonese, I gotta try the pork fried rice. I go, you got reefer? And she goes, yeah, what do you want? I go, I don't know, give me $50 worth of reefer. Yeah. Should I be right back? Left, came back, boom, reefer. And she goes, anything else? I go, I don't know. Let me go on stage and I'll think about it. I went on stage, I got on stage, they paid me. I pulled her aside, I go, can you get some powder? She goes, it's not here. I gotta go for a ride if you wanna come. I go, well, I got the feed track with me and I don't really want them to know what's going on. So she goes, I just bring it to your hotel room. Like, okay. You know, half hour, I get a call in the hotel room. I didn't have a cell phone then. And she's like, I'm on my way, I'll be there. She showed up. Very nice. Nothing sexual, nothing. She sat down. She goes, do you mind if I do a taste? I go, no, go ahead. And I had stopped to get like beers. I got a beer for her, and when I turned around, bro, she was taking out a rig. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she goes, I don't snort that. That's for pussies. She goes, I shoot it. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ. So who would expect to see somebody shoot coke, a woman who's beautiful, by the way? This was not some girl with fucked up teeth and a broken car. This girl had a dad who owned a bar. She went to college. She didn't snort coke. She was shooting. If you thought I expected to see that in whatever Montana, no. No, not at all. You know Rico?
I know a few Ricos.
With the spider on his face from Seattle, big black guy, he's a Muslim.
No.
I went to one of those towns with him one time. Because there was 3 bookers that had rooms in Missoula.
Mm-hmm.
Or like one of those towns, like one of those college towns.
I've never been to Montana.
Tribble, Billings is a great comedy town. Tribble, Donna Richards, and somebody else, another lady from Seattle, booked a room. What are we talking about?
You're talking about Montana?
Montana.
Rico.
And I went with Rico. Now, this is an all-white town. This was before the chick. This was like 2 years, maybe 5 years before I went with, and the chick hooked me up with the blow. I'm still living in Seattle. It's March of 96, 97, 96. Rico's 6'6", 350 pounds, and black is beautiful. And on his face, he has a spider. He let his beard grow, but he pays a guy to shape it into a spider. And he's good friends with Doug Stanhope. Rico's cool as shit. He was there when the cops were looking for me and I had to jump in the garbage can. And then I came out and he's like, where are you? And the cops saw him and I'm like, Rico, you're 6'6", 300 pounds, and you're waving your eyes. And there's cops everywhere. I couldn't run to you. I told you to pick me up in front of the fucking Hurricane Lounge, not 100 yards away from the fucking Hurricane Lounge. So right away the cops come. I got to jump in the garbage can. They couldn't figure out I was in the fucking garbage can, the cops. That was an old Rambo move I pulled. So, what the fuck were we talking about? So we do the gig, me and Rico. Biggest, blackest guy you see.
Is he a comic or?
Yeah, he's a comic in Seattle now. He's good friends with Doug Stanhope.
Okay.
It was him, Doug, Mitch Hedberg. Every time we did Seattle, it was a party with those guys. We used to laugh our ass
Mitch,
off.
for sure.
Doug Stanhope used to go, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. My friend, I want to give him a minute guest spot. He would give us 1 minute guest spots in those days. Me, Rico. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You have 1 minute. Go. And he would sit there. And you would have 1 minute to do material and shit. This is when Doug was like before he walked them.
Yeah.
Before he unleashed the last hell of fury he'd have, when they were all beat up and shit. This is Doug Stanhope, 96, 97. Nobody had seen that type of shit yet. He was out of his fucking mind. When I mean out of his mind, Russell, I mean when you watch this show, you were like, I don't believe this is happening type shit. He's tamed down. Anybody watch his new special?
Not yet.
I haven't. I don't watch anybody's special.
You have to. He's his early shit. He's a fucking nut.
I remember his act from back in the day.
Yeah,
great.
he was out there.
Oh yeah, he was like the original fucking alternative.
So we fucking went to a diner the next morning. We order breakfast. The food comes. It's filled with white people. Rico stands up. He's Muslim. He gets on the floor. He throws like a fucking thing down, and he starts praying on the floor in a restaurant in Montana. Me, I made believe like I didn't know. You should have seen me. At that moment in my life, no Black Lives Mattered. I was with them. I was like, dog, this is going to shoot him, and I can't do this. I just kept eating my eggs like I didn't know him and shit. When he sat back at the table, I'm like, who are you? I think I was like fucking, it was nuts. 6'6", 300-pound Muslim in Montana. This is like way before 9/11 and shit. Or they would have fucking killed him.
I remember my friend's father was on crack back in the day, in the mid-'80s. And we'd go to his house, and his dad he'd get lockjaw from it. You're like, William, go to the fucking store and get some chicken. I go, what's wrong with your dad? He's on rock right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. We didn't even think about it. It wasn't like, oh my God. It wasn't like an after school special. Just like, oh, okay. And then we just go to the store and steal some chicken. And then one night I slept over. I slept on the couch in their place. Middle of the night, I got to go to the bathroom. I opened the bathroom door. His dad's in there with a dude and another chick, and they're fucking shooting up. And I woke up. Oh, sorry. I just closed the door. Went back to bed.
Yeah. The world of drugs is a dirty fucking business, man.
Yeah.
It's a dirty business.
It's funny because I saw his dad like a couple of years ago. And I was like, hey, you clean now? He goes, yeah. I go, man, you were fucked up in the 80s, man. You were doing rock. I walked in on you doing heroin. You did? I go, yeah, right in there. It was you. I forgot his name, and then there's some chick in there, too. He goes, oh, yeah, it was a good time back then. It was good times back then.
I will tell you one thing. I do get pissed off when I watch Narcos sometimes. I can't lie to you. Not the Mexican ones. The other ones, the Colombian ones. Because the government knew.
Oh, yeah.
We got killed. You know this COVID epidemic? That was a cocaine epidemic. And people were losing themselves right in front of me. I remember going to school with a girl that was a sweetheart. Funny, drank, partied, but had her head on right, was going to a good college. Her mother was a big time in the post office, put away money for her to go to some big time college. And right before fucking going to college time, I was a dropout. I would watch. Me and this girl were friends. We were friends. We were dear friends. I knew her mother. I knew her brother. I knew her father. And she would just drop out on me. Like, you talked to her lately? Nah, I haven't talked to her in 2 days. Then one of her girlfriends would call me. You see her lately? And it's weird. She was supposed to call me to go do it. And then she'd come back like nothing happened. Mm-hmm. This went on for months. Months it went on. And then finally, like, college is starting. And I'm like, she's up in college. So the deal was she would go to school during the week and then come back on the weekends. And then we would see her Friday night, ready to go. She'd be right there with us, snorting, drinking. Where is she? She ain't around. Again, disappeared. Then I started getting calls from her mother. I got a call from the college. She hasn't been in school in a month. Do you know where she is? You have to know. It's like she was accusing me. You know. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Her girlfriends are calling me. You know where she... I don't fucking know. She was around. She was running with a married dude.
Oh, wow.
That was a gangster, snorting tons of blow. Going to Atlantic City, getting fucking the top room in there. And you know what? One night they were driving home. They kept it a secret. And they were driving fucking home from Atlantic City. And they were driving on Tunley Avenue, where Chan's is. And they fucking hit a 70-year-old couple on the way to church and killed them. When she went to county jail, she found out she was pregnant.
Oh, from that guy?
From the married dude.
He was driving, though, right?
He was driving, but they had been on a 3-day bender. So he got charged with vehicular manslaughter. He went away. She, in the shame of the family, picked up and they moved away. She just popped up on Facebook a couple of years ago.
Did she have the kid?
Oh, yeah, the kid is gorgeous. But But it's just amazing how, I don't even know what made me tell you that story. Just, that's how fast your life could change, you know?
Well, you were saying you were upset you with narcos because the government did it to us.
The government did it to us, and they knew it, like by 85. And I saw people break. I have a lot of people who died, and I saw people who've had fucked up lives for the last 30 years. I'm not blaming it. I'm not saying that I wasn't going to do coke. But now to find out that our own government was shipping it in, and the CIA and Barry Seal and all that shit, it kind of fucking upsets you a little bit that it was a pandemic, bro. It was, I knew you, I grew up with you, Lee. You've never done anything wrong. All of a sudden I go to a club in the city and there's Lee sweating with coke. And he's like, you didn't know I became a coke dealer. What? What do you mean you became a coke dealer? You were working at the laundry when I knew you for 4 years. You were an A student.
I changed powders.
Like that's how quick people had become dealers. Father teams, father-son teams gave up their investments and went to Miami, and they would try to become pirates. They would call, there was a name for them. In fact, Miami Vice did an episode about that, like the 3rd episode, about kids from New York that thought they were going to be kingpins. And they would go to Miami with 60 G's and fucking go up to somebody on the street. You know where to get 2 kilos? I have $60,000. Where you at? Room 312, the Hilton. Next thing you know, 6 fucking Salvadoranians coming in there with knives, taking your money. They were doing that shit to everybody. You couldn't just go to Miami and buy a kilo. They would take your money right in the hotel room. They would shoot you right in the hotel room and take your money.
Yeah, Miami in the 80s was crazy.
It was crazy. I have friends that went down there, got set up. I can have one of them call in, Danny B. Danny B got set up down there. Friend of ours. Called them, go down there, bring the money. They went down there, 6 people popped out of a closet, handcuffed them, and took their money. That was a big business in the beginning, unless you knew somebody for sure. Like I got a guy you could see down there, his name is Russell, go to Miami. But you were just going down there to give up your fucking money. But father-son teams, people gave up their bank accounts to make an investment in cocaine. It was $30,000 a key, $100 a gram all day long. Everybody knew it was 100. There was no discounts, and when you did the math on paper on the calculator, the profit was amazing, and you were not going to get stuck with it. You were not going to get stuck with it. But I talked to a friend of mine 2 days ago. I've been seeing his post on Facebook. Not too good. So I picked up the phone. I know him from the 6th grade. And he blatantly said it to me. He goes, the 80s didn't do me no favors. He goes, I became a drug addict. I lost my kid. Now I'm fucking this age. I got this much left in my 401k. And, you know, the 80s fucked up some people. I was one of them. It was fast. I still remember in 82 selling half grams, thinking I was the 6th family. Me and 3 of my friends thinking we were the 6th family. And this kid came up to me one day. In fact, a friend of mine is listening to this right now. His name is Timmy Holloway. He's my dog, and he'll vouch for that story that we had a dude named Steve.
There was a crew called the 6th Family, wasn't it?
Nah, yeah, there probably was, but there's
or the 5 families of something like that. It was all Hispanics.
No, this is just a joke.
No, there really was, though.
No, there probably was.
In New York.
There probably was, but there's a joke. It's just a joke. That we thought we were young. We were the mafia. Yeah. And we were selling, and all of a sudden this kid comes to me one day. He goes, hey, man, there's this pimp who wants to meet you. I'm fucking 18 years old. And a pimp wants to meet me? Yeah, I gave him some of your coke. It's the best shit around. He wants to buy volume from you. So right away, I'm thinking he's an undercover cop. So I go, all right, I got like an 8-ball. Let's go down there. It was in North Bergen, so I knew it wouldn't make the papers. I wouldn't get arrested, shit like that. I knew I could maneuver myself out of there. It's North Bergen. The paperwork will disappear. The evidence will disappear. It's my hometown. I know friends. I have friends that are cops. Something will happen, you know. So I drive down there, and this kid kept saying tremendous. Where do you think I got the word tremendous from? It was that day. That's where I got the word tremendous from.
Chinese restaurant in Mississauga, Canada.
Every time.
Called Tremendous.
I'm like, where's this kid live? He's in a hotel in Jersey City, on the border of North Bergen and Jersey City. And every time we do something, So the kid was in the back seat. I was in the front passenger seat. And the kid who was driving was not the type of kid you could play with. He didn't like what was about to happen. He liked snorting coke. But this wasn't his world, and he had a short temper, if you know what I mean. He didn't take a lot of shit. So I would tell the kid, tell us where we're going. He's like, just go straight on Tunley Avenue. And then he'd go, well, quick, that left over there. And like my friend would fucking go, what the fuck is wrong with you? He'd make the left. And the guy in the back would go, that left was tremendous. And then a couple miles later again, make a right over there. My friend's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I got to cut off 3 people. That right, that was tremendous. You know, let me get a blast of the coke. That cocaine is tremendous. And finally, my buddy goes, say tremendous one more time. I dare you. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. And we started laughing. And henceforward, because it's so annoying, I say tremendous. We went inside this seedy hotel room. Black guy, Michael Jackson hair, way before the operation.
Yeah, the
2
Jerry curl.
skanky white chicks got beat up. They're runaways, cigarette burns on their legs. I walk in there with my buddy and Steve, tremendous. And the guy's like, man, I did your coke and it all comes back. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, I did your coke and it all comes back. And he showed me how to freebase. He goes, nah, I don't do that punk ass snorting shit. I'll freebase this motherfucker. And he would fucking take it, cook it, put it through a sock, a silk sock. He would take it off his foot and shit and put it through the high part of it. And the rock would stay on the thing and develop, and then he would shave it, and you'd smoke it. And I was hooked, dog. I'm like, what? Because that was the big white people shit. By 82, white people were already freebasing.
Wow.
Minorities, we were still putting coke rocks in our nose. The people from, those people, were like, we don't do it. We don't want to hurt our noses. We'd rather put baking soda and smoke it. So they were already off and running, white people. White people were already acting goofy. It's like they are with the, what's that shit they smoke now? Dabs.
Yeah.
They couldn't, those are the same people. Same people that smoke dabs today are the same people that were freebasing in the 80s. They couldn't just smoke reefer. They couldn't just snort coke. Oh, no. We got a freebase. And these people, and then I went to this head shop called In-N-Out. It's still there. In-N-Out? No, I forget what the In-N-Out. That's a burger place. I went to a head shop that's still there, and they had a freebase kit. Can you believe that?
I remember those head shops, and there was a lot of them in Toronto.
Still there, that head shop. It was a freebase kit, and $50. I'm like, am I fucking? This is half a gram of coke. I gotta do this, and I remember we went to a friend's house. We brought like 13 grams of coke in a bottle, and we fucking burned it all up. We smoked it. All I remember is waking up, and all the bottles were turned upside down. The pipe was there. There were bodies laying everywhere, and I was like, that's the end of my freebasing career. There's too much drama to get high.
It's a lot of work.
I gotta wait for it to dry. Forget it. Just give it to me straight.
Seems like more opportunities to get caught.
Yeah. You're just hanging on to it for a long time.
Yeah, it's just too much.
It's all these accessories.
In major Japan, I didn't like it. I didn't like that part. When you were in Toronto, you were exposed to all. Oh yeah, you were in clubs.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do any of it, but I was around it.
You miss Toronto?
Yes, of course.
What time do the bars stay open? So
3, 4.
I had a good time in Toronto.
Toronto's good. Like they stopped serving at 2, but it's not like here where they fucking Nazi you out of your bottles at 1:30. At 2 o'clock's when they stop serving. They let you keep your drinks out till 3.
Remember we used to go to Hollywood? What was that club up there? That the magician ran?
Oh, you played there?
What was the name of it?
That was
Toronto.
That was Boris's club.
Boris.
Yeah, what was the fucking club called? Comedy Wood.
I told Lee about the story.
Yeah, I did the weed club up there with Steve. Well, Steve didn't do the weed club, but
That's down that one though.
The woman who owns that, Puff Mama, was a waitress, I think, at that club.
Yeah,
because she remembered you guys.
Yeah, I never played that club because I was a Yuck Yucks guy.
Okay.
If you were a Yuck Yucks guy, you weren't allowed to work anywhere else.
Right. No, I remember one time going to Toronto and having a really weird good time. Like you were there you had to go there.
Where that club was in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, but you had to go down there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He would hire you as a headliner for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so you had 2 weeks in Toronto. You were off Sunday and Monday. You lived on top of the club. You slept over the club in these little hallway rooms he had. There was a shower. It was good enough for me in those days, you know.
On the way up, and everything is fine.
Everything is great. I would go downstairs.
I had no complaints about anything. It'd be the worst fucking places you've ever stayed. You're like, it's fine.
But that was 1 week where they had movie theaters with waitresses. That was the 1 week where I lost my mind on Bloor Street at the strip club.
Oh,
like I really
the one on Young Street.
What was it?
It's Young and Bloor. It's like
Young and Bloor.
Brass Rail.
Yeah.
Brass Rail. Those are strip clubs. Those are old. Those are the strip clubs I grew up in. Anything goes. Shoot them. Whatever you want to do. Just pay them. You know. I mean, I was really impressed. And I don't like strip clubs since I don't go to fucking strip clubs. So
my friend calls them wants-to-twos.
Oh my God,
because they want a prostitute, but they can't commit to it.
They were crazy. There was a place on there that sold scripts on Bloor Street that sold like old scripts. I still got Goodfellas signed.
Wow.
Yeah, they still had a bunch of shit. It was a great city. And I tell you what I met up there. I met a Cuban refugee that was one of Fidel's bodyguards.
Really?
And I met him at the club. And then he took me out the next day for lunch. He took me to a small Cuban neighborhood they have. Mm-hmm. It's like maybe 2 blocks long. He showed me some fucking interesting pictures. And he told me some wild stories about being Fidel's bodyguard. You're only in the rotation for 3 years, then you disappear.
Oh, Jesus.
And they never see you again. They tell you that he went to a different division. But years later, you'll talk to somebody and go, how's Lee doing? Lee who? Lee Sayed. He went up to that work there. We never seen Lee again. He was saying that Fidel was shooting his bodyguards because you knew too much information about him. So he felt he was next. So he shot to Toronto, and that's where they took him in, and then he tried to get shot up there, so the government protected him. He had a great story. He was telling me some fucking tremendous Fidel Castro stories. Walking into restaurants with Fidel, like Fidel would see a young woman that was attractive, whether she was married or not. One of his lieutenants would come up to you and say, excuse me, Mr. Peters, may I have a word with your wife? And your wife would get up and he'd go, tomorrow morning, call this number, the Comandante wants you to call the number. And you're a communist, so you call the number and they would pick you up and take you to the doctor, give you a VD test, then ship you to Fidel's house to get fucked.
Wow.